Wait lang po. Ayan. Which teaching approach is most appropriate, guys? Most appropriate for ensuring students develop essential skills that are foundational for learning subsequent topics. Foundational skills or foundation skills. Ano yung pinaka the best approach dito, guys? So answer po natin, it's letter A, direct instruction and mastery learning. 'Di ba pag magtuturo tayo ng mga essential skills, ng mga foundational skills, dapat straightforward siya. Dapat direct instruction siya. For example, tulad nung mga traditional classroom natin, na si teacher lang yung source of knowledge, siya lang yung nagpo-provide ng learnings. So yun po yung direct instruction. So dito guys, direct instruction ensures that students, ayan po, students receive clear and structured guidance. So mas clear daw at saka mas structured yung guidance kapag direct instruction yung gagamitin natin sa pagturo ng foundational skills. Siyempre kasama yung mastery learning kasi high level of understanding before moving to the next topic. So, naintindihan talaga ng student yung mga tinuturo natin before tayo mag-move sa next topic. Ibig sabihin walang gaps, okay? Walang learning gaps. So, mas deeper talaga yung knowledge nila. Okay. Next question again number 1. Kapag develop essential skills that are foundational for learning subsequent topics, ang answer po, direct instruction and mastery learning. Number 2, pa-comment po ng answers natin. So guys, hihimay-himayin ko talaga bawat options kasi hihimay-himayin ko talaga to kaya babagalan lang natin kasi may mga iba na hirap talaga sila. Kahit yung mga basic na questions hindi pa rin nila alam. So ayan, ano ko lang, hindi ko bibilisan. Okay? Number 2, pa-comment po ng answers natin. Okay, number 2, what is considered the highest stage of moral development according to Kohlberg's theory? Guys, highest stage of moral development. A, social contract. B, universal ethical principles. C, law and order. D, good boy and good girl. So, before natin sagutan to guys, i-discuss ko muna yung itong moral development ni Kohlberg's. Okay? So, ito guys, meron tayong tatlong level. Pre-conventional level, conventional level, at saka post-conventional level. So, dito guys, meron tayong 6 stages. Dito muna tayo sa first stage, avoiding punishment. So, kapag avoiding punishment, guys, yan yung ayaw, for example, ayaw gawin ng bata yung mali kasi natatakot siya na mapunish. Natatakot siya na maparusahan. So, ina-avoid niya yon kaya ayaw niyang gumawa ng mali. Next stage naman tayo, self-interest. So, sa self-interest, guys, ito yung give and take. For example, sabi nung bata, tutulungan kita kung tutulungan mo ako. So, yun siya guys. Pag self-interest, give and take siya. Okay? Bibigyan kita nito kung bibigyan mo din ako niyan. Ganun siya guys. So, next naman na stage, yung pang third natin, good boy attitude. Good boy or nice girl. Okay? Dito guys, sa good boy or nice girl, inisip nila yung image nila. Ayaw nila na pangit yung image sa kanila ng iba. So, ayaw nila gumawa ng mali kasi ayaw nila na masira yung image nila. Okay? Ayan. Next naman tayo, next. Yung pang fourth is law and order morality. So dito guys sa conventional level na to, sa law and order morality po, yan yung sumusunod ka na sa mga batas, sa mga law, sa mga rules kasi alam mo na pwede kang makasuhan, pwede kang mapakulong, pwede kang pagmultahin. So yan yun guys, sa law and order morality. Dito naman sa social contract, dyan guys sa social contract, yan na yung naniniwala ka na you can bend or you can change the law or the rules. Okay? So dyan na yan natin mahanap yung question na yung mga nagrarally guys. Yung mga civil disobedience, ganyan, yung mga nagrarally, dito na sila sa level na to, sa social contract, sa post-conventional level. Okay? Next naman, yung last, yung pinakamataas, yung highest, ito yung sagot natin dun sa question, yung Universal Ethics Principle. Ito yung pinaka-highest na talaga, na for example, kaya niyang ibigay yung buhay niya para sa buhay ng iba. Kaya niyang mag-sacrifice kasi naniniwala siya na yung pinaka-importante is yung life, okay? Yung buhay. Ayan po, guys. Okay? So, ang answer natin dito sa number 2, highest stage of moral development, ang answer po, universal ethical principles. Okay, next question po, number 3. Basa, guys, basa. Then, pa-comment po na answers natin para may active learning po tayo. Sure na ba kayo dyan sa answers nyo, guys? Sure na ba? Pwede pa kayo magbago, guys. Okay, number 3, what is the meaning behind the statement, the teacher is the best visual aid? Bakit? Bakit? Pinaka-best statement dito, guys. Letter A, the teacher consistently serve as the primary source of knowledge. Ayan, yan ba? Consistently serves primary source of knowledge. B, the teacher acts as a facilitator in the learning process. C, the teacher remains the most effective medium in the teaching and learning process. D, the teacher maintains appropriate grooming and uses modulated voice. So dito tanggal na agad si letter D. Kasi hindi lang naman part yung appropriate grooming and modulated voice, pero hindi lang 'yon, 'di ba? Kailangan din natin ng kailangan nating master yung content na tinuturo natin. Kailangan nating alam yung mga pedagogical approach na gagamitin natin, mga strategies, ganyan. So hindi lang 'yan, guys. Yung letter A naman, consistently serve as the primary source of knowledge, hindi lang naman yung teacher yung source of knowledge, guys. Marami ding ibang pwedeng maging source of knowledge. Pwedeng yung technology, guys. Pwedeng yung personal experience ng bata. Okay? So dito, it's either letter B or C. Dito, guys, ang pinaka-the best answer, it's letter C. The teacher remains the most effective medium in the teaching and learning process. Kasi sabi dyan, the teacher is still the best visual aid. So dito guys, ang answer, it's letter C. The teacher remains the most effective medium in the teaching and learning process. Yung letter B, tama naman siya. The teacher acts as a facilitator in the learning process. Tama naman siya, pero hindi siya connected sa dito, sa sa STEM natin. The teacher is still the best visual aid. Okay guys, may nabudol ba? Okay, next question number 4. Shake, 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 guys. Shake, shake, shake. Kung nangangalay na kayo. Ayan. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Number 4, pa-comment na answers natin. ang dami ng viewers pero ang konti ng nag-a-answer. Bakit kaya, no? Mas maganda kung ano, kung mag-participate tayo, no, mag-answer din tayo. Kasi naalala ko dati nung nagre-review ako, no, kasi online ako. So nakikita ko yung mga kaklase ko na ano, na nakikita ko yung camera nila. Kasi bawal kami mag-off cam. So may mga kaklase ako na nakaganito lang, guys. Oh. Ganyan lang sila, guys. Ganyan lang. Walang participation. Okay, number 4. To help students who are not able, guys. Asan na naman yung pen ko? Okay. Ayan. Who are not yet able to work independently, practice applying new information with the support of capable fellow student. Which instructional strategies should you implement? A. In class activities. B. Peer tutoring. C. Homework. D. Cooperative learning. So dito guys, si student, hindi niya pa alam, hindi niya kaya, okay? Not yet. Hindi niya pa kayang mag-work and mag-isa para i-apply yung mga bagong information. So with the support of of classmate, no, na capable na classmate, ano yung activities na gagamitin natin? Hindi yan in-class activities kasi masyado siyang broad. Specific lang tayo. So tanggal yan si letter A. Specific lang tayo guys. Homework hindi din kasi independently yan. So, dito not independently kasi. It's either letter B or letter D. Guys, dito kasi kapag sinabi natin cooperative learning, dapat pareha sila na makaambag, di ba? So dito kasi wala pa siyang masyadong alam, hindi niya pa kaya. Okay, ang answer dito guys, peer tutoring. Ayan do. Fellow student. Sa tulong ng fellow student or sa classmate niya. Tulong ng classmate niya. So magtuturuan niya tuturuan nung capable, nung more capable yung hindi pa niya kaya. Okay? Sa cooperative kasi, ano na yan, no? Tulungan na sila. Okay? Next question po tayo, number 5. Hello po, I am Kath. C-A-C-A-C. D, meron ding D. Letter B na lang guys. Ayun yung pumili sa letter B. Madaming nabudol dito. Guys, number 5. Principal Ana encourages teacher Lisa, ayan, to adopt a constructivist approach in her teaching methods. Which of the following should teacher Lisa avoid? Ayan guys, yung avoid. Ayan po, avoid promoting among her students. Ano yung i-avoid niya guys? So marami siguro hindi nila nabasa yung avoid. 'Di ba kapag constructivist approach, yan yung magbi-build ka ng information based on your prior knowledge or sa mga experiences mo. So, of course, kasama yan si letter A, introspection. Kasi yan, or other term yan guys, is yung reflective at or related din siya sa metacognitive or metacognition guys. So, yung introspection guys, yan yung self-awareness, yan. Aware ka kung natututo ka ba o hindi. Aware ka kung saan ka mas, ano yung mga kung mas nagre-retain ba yung information sa'yo, yung mga natututunan mo, kung nagre-retain ba siya, aware ka kung hindi, ayan, kung hindi effective yung mga strategy na ginagamit mo. So yan, napaka-importante niyan ngayon, lalo na sa mga nagre-review ngayon guys, lalo na sa inyo, dapat alam nyo, may self-awareness kayo, may metacognition kayo, alam nyo kung effective ba yung ginagawa nyo or hindi. Para pag hindi siya effective, mag-change kayo ng strategy. Ako that time, no, nag-experiment ako nung 4 to 5 minutes, 4 to 5 months before yung let, nag-experiment pa ako, hindi ko kasi alam nag-try ako magsulat sa notes, ayan, pero hindi siya effective sa akin, tinatamad ako. Nag-try din ako ng flashcards, hindi rin effective sa akin. So, nag-try ako yung, i-print ko yung mga materials ko, tapos mag-highlighter ako. Yun ang effective sa akin, tapos magsagot-sagot ako ng Macboard. So kung effective din sa yung Macboard, mag-avail ka na ng Macboard ko, 100 pesos lang. So ipasok natin to, 100 pesos lang. 23 sets na yan ng Prof Ed, 23 sets sa Gen Ed, tapos 150 each question. Sobrang dami niyan guys, nasa 6, I think malapit na mag 7,000 lahat ng questions, no? I-times nyo na lang kasi may na ako sa math. Bobo ako sa math. Charis. So, ayun. Guys, mag-avail kayo. Message nyo lang ako. Search Sage LPT. Search nyo lang sa FB group. Okay? Okay, next. Balik tayo dito, guys. Kasama din yan sa constructivist approach, si inquiry-based learning. Kasi si inquiry-based learning, guys, yan yung, ikaw yung mag-explore, ikaw yung magdi-discover ng solution sa problem or sa question. For example, guys, no, magbigay tayo ng example, no? May question ka na hindi alam sa Macboard ko. may question ka na hindi alam sa Macboard ko. So, sa inquiry-based learning, ikaw yung mag-research ka, i-explore mo ano ba yung tamang sagot doon. Bakit yun yung naging sagot? So, aaralin mo talaga, i-research mo talaga para malaman mo kung bakit yun yung naging sagot. Okay? Yun yung inquiry-based learning. Next is self-directed learning, sorry. Self-directed learning, yan yung meron kang, ang tawag dito? Responsible ka, okay? Responsible ka sa own learning mo. Meaning, meron kang initiative na matuto. May initiative ka na mag-review. Ayan, guys. You are responsible for your own learning. So, ang hindi sagot dito, guys, ang i-avoid dapat ni Teacher Lisa ay ang drills and mastery. Kasi memorization lang yan, guys. Rote memorization lang yan. Lots lang yan, guys. So, pag drills and mastery, yan yung ano lang, memorize mo lang yung mga concepts, yan. Pero, pag tinanong ka kung about dito sa ano na to, sa concepts na to, hindi mo masagot. Kasi, memorize mo lang yung keywords, pero pag binalibaliktad yung mga question, hindi mo siya ma-explain. Kasi memorize mo lang siya. So, yun yung sa constructivist approach. Yun yung i-avoid natin. So, dito sa question na to, ang sagot, drills and mastery. Ayan. Next question, number 6. Wait, inom lang ako, guys. Pag constructivist approach kasi may deeper deeper knowledge ka talaga. Hindi lang siya memorize. Pa-comment po na answers natin, guys. Ilan pa lang nag-comment? 4 pa lang. Okay lang, take your time po. Take your time. Guys, sa mga like mga nahihirapan, alam ko may mga iba dito talaga, yung medyo matagal sila mag-process ba ng question. Matagal sila magsagot ng question. I-practice nyo talaga na yung time guys, mag-practice kayo ng time para pagdating ng exam, mabilis kayong makasagot. Kasi importante din yun eh. Kasi may mga iba na nalilate sila guys. Hindi nila nasasagutan lahat. Tapos kinukuha na ng proctor yung answer sheet nila or yung scantron nila. So, i-practice talaga yung time din, guys. Of course, accuracy at saka speed. Hindi lang speed. Okay, number 6. In curriculum design, the fundamental principle involves planning, teaching, and testing, all of which should be consistently aligned. So, itong keyword natin. Consistently aligned. Which does this principle imply? A. The lesson objective objectives operate independently for other of other curriculum components. Ayan. Independently ba yung objectives natin sa curriculum natin? 'Di ba dapat align nga dito, align. So tanggal na si letter A. Hindi kasi aligned, hindi siya aligned. Dapat daw independently. Si letter D, evaluation is an optional aspect of the curriculum. Ibig sabihin, hindi naman essential yung evaluation. Parang hindi naman siya kailangan ng curriculum. Um, wala siyang kwenta, ganun. Option lang siya. So, mali din yan, guys, kasi essential yung evaluation. Kaya nga may evaluation, guys, para makita talaga natin kung na-achieve ba ng students yung objectives natin. So, tanggal yung letter D. Si letter C, instruction is contingent upon the availability of teaching materials. Ibig sabihin, yung instruction daw is depende lang siya, okay, depende lang siya sa availability ng materials. So, mali, guys. Kasi nakadepende lang siya sa materials, yung instruction natin, hindi, 'di ba? Kasi ang dapat ang importante yung objectives natin, doon tayo mag-base ng materials natin sa objectives natin, hindi tayo magbe-base sa materials natin. So answer, tanggal yan, letter C. Ang answer natin, it's letter B. Assessments are directly based on the material that has been taught. So yung assessment, at saka yung materials, aligned siya. So dito kasi consistently aligned. So aligned yung assessment natin at saka yung materials na tinuro natin. Okay? Okay, next question po. Next question, number 7. Ito, number 7. Implementing mother tongue-based multilingual education, NTB-MLE, in the basic education curriculum means that students blank, A, continue using the local dialect throughout their schooling. B, transition to a second language only after fully mastering their first language. C, are prohibited from learning a second or third language. D, must immediately achieve proficiency in the second language. Guys, ang answer natin dito, diretso na tayo, it's letter B. Transition to a second language only after fully mastering their first language. So, sa mother tongue-based multilingual education kasi, di ba, yung mother tongue natin, sa kinder muna siya until grade 3, okay? Grade 3 siya, then, bago kailangan mo muna, ang purpose nun kasi para ma-master muna yung first language. Okay? Para ma-master muna yung first language bago yung second language. So dito, yung main goal ng mother tongue po is language acquisition and academic performance. So naniniwala kasi sila guys na kapag tinuro yung mother tongue, mas madali na lang daw na ma-acquire ng mga students yung other language. Like yung English, ganun, mas madali na lang daw nilang matutunan. Tapos, nakakatulong din siya sa academic performance. Ayan. Okay, next question po tayo. Next question po, number 8. Madali lang to guys kapag familiar kayo sa Pygmalion effect. Okay? Yung Pygmalion effect. Dapat familiar kayo dyan. Number 8. When applying the Pygmalion effect to explain why children from disadvantaged areas struggle with reading, to what factor should the poor reading performance of these children be attributed? A. Low expectations from the community. B. Lack of student motivation. C. Ineffective teaching strategies. D. Insufficient reading materials. Guys, kapag Pygmalion effect, yan po yung expectations from other people. For example, sa expectation ng teacher, expectations ng parents, expectations ng community, para, kasi nakakatulong yun guys, nakakatulong daw yun para mas maging maganda yung performance ng mga students kapag may mga expectations sa kanila. So dito guys, ang may expectations lang naman dito, it's letter A. Low expectations from the community. So yan yung factor kung bakit poor reading performance yung mga bata. Hindi sila masyadong makapagbasa kasi walang expectations. So yun yung Pygmalion effect guys. Basta expectations, Pygmalion effect. Okay, next question, number 9. So ito, bumalik na ito kahapon, di ba? Kahapon na sa materials natin to. Number 9, what is the process of making value judgments? Ayan, basta nabasa niyo yung value judgments about a student's performance based on predetermined criteria or standards. So, ginajudge mo na yung performance ng students based sa nag-gather mo na data. Okay? Based sa standards. Okay? Dito guys, ang answer natin, it's evaluation. Yung assessment, guys, yan na yung gathering data sa natutunan ng students. Yung mga learnings niya. Diyan yung assessment. Yung measurement naman, yung quantifying. 'Di ba? Bibigyan mo na ng grades, guys. I-grade mo na yung nag-gather mo na data or yung na-assess mo, guys. Then, test, yan yung tool or yung device na ginagamit natin to measure yung students' knowledge or skills. Okay? Next question po tayo, number 10. Last question na natin to, last question. In cooperative learning approach, guys, cooperative learning approach, students are organized into teams to support each other's learning, which grouping method best facilitates the development of desired skills and values. Ano yung pinaka-the best dito, guys, na pag-group para sa mga very good, guys. So kapag cooperative learning approach, yung best talaga, it's letter ayan. Letter C, heterogeneous. Ayan. Yung large group, hindi yan. Kasi pag large group, parang mas magulo. Kasi kung kunyari, 60 students yung meron ka, tapos 30-30, no? Hindi naman sila lahat ay matututo talaga. Yung iba, wala nang gagawin doon, di ba? So, gulo-gulo kapag large group. Tapos yung letter B, homogeneous group. So, yung mga matatalino, sa kabilang group, yung mga medyo, mahina sa kabilang group. So, hindi din pwede yun. So, competitive group, contradicting na yan. Kasi ang sabi dito, cooperative learning. So, dyan, competitive. So, mali. Answer natin is letter C, heterogeneous. Kasi pag heterogeneous group, guys, so magkahalo yung yung may matalino, may medyo hindi. So magtutulungan sila, guys. So merong inclusivity. Inclusive siya, guys, no? Pag heterogeneous group. So lahat may maibigay. So lahat may matututunan dun sa per group. Okay, kapag heterogeneous group. Ayan, guys, so wala na akong question. So if gusto niyo mag-avail ng natin, ng Macboard natin for only 100 pesos, guys. So, message nyo lang yung Facebook page ko. LPT, Sage LPT, search nyo lang sa FB group, no? Tapos, 100 pesos lang, 23 sets sa ProfEd, 23 sets sa GenEd, and then, ano yun guys, self-paced siya, so hindi ko siya i-delete. Pwede kayong mag-answer anytime you want, pwede. So, open yung mga mockboards until March 23. Kasi gusto ko talaga na, convenient sa inyo yung time kung kailan nyo gusto mag-answer at saka kung hindi, wala siyang limit. So, pag after nyo mag-answer, so ma-receive nyo agad yung score nyo at saka yung question nyo. So, makikita nyo talaga doon kung okay na ba yung scores nyo, kung satisfied na ba kayo, or yung scores nyo is ano pa lang, 30 over 150. So dapat sa panahon na to, 'di ba? Dapat medyo mataas-taas na yung score natin para konti na lang yung habulin natin. So message nyo lang ako sa FB page ko, guys, Sage LPT. Kailan po kayo nagla-live? So, guys, dito sa TikTok depende talaga kasi depende sa free time ko. Pero usually mga 1 PM, ganun, 1 PM, 4 PM, ayan. 4 PM, 1 PM. Ayan guys, so maraming salamat for spending your time with me. Ayan, follow nyo lang ako dito sa TikTok and sa YouTube, pwede rin sa Facebook. Ayan, maraming salamat po. Goodbye and good luck sa March 23. Ayan guys, bye-bye po.